Welcome to the Bonsai Demo overview. In this guide we will walk through how to get started with Bonsai, a set of language models that can run locally on Mac, Linux, or Windows using either CPU, Metal, CUDA, Vulkan, or ROC. These models come in several sizes: 27B, 8B, 4B, and 1.7B, and in two families, the 1-bit Bonsai family and the ternary Bonsai family. The ternary Bonsai models are the default. If you want the 1-bit versions, you can set an environment variable instead. The 27B family is special. It includes vision language capabilities, agentic tool calling, a reasoning step that can be tuned, and a very long context of over 256K tokens. The 1-bit family is lighter and can even fit on a modern iPhone. To get started, you only need to clone the repository, set a couple of environment variables, and run a short setup script. For Mac OS or Linux, you do git clone https GitHub PrismML-Eng Bonsai Demo git cd Bonsai Demo export Bonsai model equals 27B export Bonsai token equals hf your token here .setup sh. The script will install dependencies, download the chosen model and binary, build any necessary Python environments, and install an optional Open Web UI for the agentic demo. On Windows you use a PowerShell script instead of a shell script, but the steps are essentially the same. Once the setup is finished, you can start a simple prompt, scripts run llama shp. What is the capital of France? If you want a different size, prepend the size variable. Bonsai model equals 4b. Scripts run llama shp. Write a haiku about bonsai trees. For the chat server with a web UI you run, scripts start llama server sh. That will open http://localhost:8080 where you can chat, upload images, and see the model in action. If you prefer to use the MLX backend on an Apple Silicon Mac, activate the virtual environment and run the MLX script instead. Source: venv-bin activate. Scripts run mlx-shp. What is the capital of France? The setup script also installs an optional code interpreter that can plot figures and pull in financial data, and an Open Web UI that gives you a full ChatGPT-like interface with live tools, vision, and code execution. If you want to build the llama CPP binary yourself, you can use the provided scripts for Mac OS, Linux, or Windows, selecting the desired hardware acceleration. For example, to build a CPU-only Linux binary, scripts build CPU Linux sh. The binaries are also available on the GitHub release page if you prefer to download pre-built binaries. You can control many aspects via environment variables. Bonsai family sets the family either ternary or bonsai. Bonsai model sets the size. Bonsai token is only needed for the 27B models while the repositories are private. If you don't set any variables, the setup script defaults to downloading and running the ternary Bonsai 27B model. The augmented features include speculative decoding for faster code generation, and a 4-bit key value cache that reduces memory usage for very long contexts. For the 27B, you can also tune the reasoning effort in the chat UI by clicking the light bulb icon next to the message box. You can pass a global reasoning budget when you launch the server, scripts start llama server sh, reasoning budget 2048. Open Web UI can be started with, scripts start dependwabu sh, which will launch http://localhost:9090. If you want to use the GPU backend, make sure you have the necessary drivers and SDKs installed. The setup script will automatically choose the correct binary for your platform. If you want a custom build, the repository includes build scripts for Metal, CUDA, Vulkan, and ROC. The model files are organized in a folder called Models. Under that you will find subfolders for the gguf and MLX formats of each size and family, and the associated vision projector files for the 27B models. The binaries live under a bin directory, with subfolders for Mac, Windows, Linux, Vulkan, and ROC. When you run the server or the chat client, the scripts automatically set the maximum memory for the key value cache based on your available RAM, so you get the largest context size possible. If a different value is required, you can override it with a C flag. The 27B models can handle up to 262K tokens of context, and with the default 16-bit cache, that means you can hold a very long conversation in memory. Finally, if you have a question that isn't covered here, consult the FAQ on the repository. Issues like building with CUDA and out-of-memory errors are covered in detail. The build scripts try to detect your GPU VRAM and reduce compilation parallelism if necessary. That covers the basics of getting started, running, and customizing Bonsai on your local machine. Happy experimenting!